Hi, one of the YouTubers I follow is Kevin McClear, and um, he has a robotics channel, and it's pretty cool. A couple weeks ago, he started a new project, or had a video on a new project he was doing called a Pico Crab. It's a quad walker type uh, project, and thought it was kind of cool. So I decided I was going to make my own version of it. He uses different servos, so I had some MG90 servos sitting in a drawer. So rather than go buy some more, I decided to use what I had. So I have to um, have to go ahead and redesign all the parts to fit those servos. One cool thing about it is that um, he was showing off this breakout board for the Pico, and it has a built-in 18650 battery and um, uh, pins for all the servos along, so they plug right in. So it's not shown on this picture, but they would be right along in here. So, and that I ordered some of those, uh, but they're coming from the Far East. They're not available on Amazon, so they're coming from the Far East. So they're on a slow boat heading this way. So um, I had some dimensions, so I figured I'd go ahead and get started with designing my uh, body and other parts. So let's get to the fusion. So here's the parts that I had, the base, and then this is what I call the hip joint. It's the one, it's actually, it'll be flipped up so it goes side to side. And it can be used flipped either way, so it doesn't, there's no rights and lefts on it. The legs themselves, the way I wanted to put them on there, there's going to be rights and lefts. So I had to make a mirrored images of that. So the cool thing is in Fusion, you don't have to redraw it. You just create a offset plane here and then use the mirror feature, and you can mirror the whole body and then just put it comes through. So that's a cool tip for any people using Fusion 360, that you can mirror your objects with just a couple clicks. That's good. Another thing is that um, most servos are, there's no way to support the bottom of the servo. You're kind of just hanging everything off the servo shaft when you're doing it. I create these caps, I call them, that go on the bottom of the servo, and they have like a hole in them. It would actually look like this from the backside, and that hole actually mates up with this pin on this side. And like I said, this would be the bottom of the servo, and then the servo top, the shaft goes through there, and then the servo horn on the outside with a screw in it. So that's a, I, I like to support them. It seems to make your servos, even cheap servos, will work pretty good that way. Otherwise, they got a lot of twisting in them. So I had time to go ahead and put this together. So um, like I say, you have to put your servos at 90 degrees. So I wrote a little program to put the servos at 90 degrees, all the servos at 90 degrees, so I knew which way they'd be put on here. But this will be where that breakout thing comes in, and you can probably see the little case on the back, the little thing on the back of the servos, where the hole is. So that's a support there, and it makes it pretty good. Plus, it kind of centers up the servo in there when you're doing it that way. Um, you can see that that your leg is now servo centered over this part. So kind of cool. So I got that done, and like I say, still waiting on parts. So I decided to start working on the code for it. And from my bipedal Bob robot, I knew I wanted to use frames like I used in that. So it's like stop motion, you know, that every time you make a move, you want to get your servos to all 8 servos or whichever ones you're moving to a certain position, and then you do the next position. And like I say, if you do it right, one right after the other, it looks like, you know, regular motion. But each frame has its own set of positions that you're going to reach, and then you go to the next one. So my videos, last couple of videos, I've been playing with servo with a slow servo library, and so that's been helping me there. And then I also, once I get this project going with the Pico W, I want to probably have a web page, you know, with the controls on it. And I did using the Wi-Fi on the Pico W, and I learned a little bit about that. So hopefully that my last couple of videos have been a little bit of training and making getting this working a little bit better. So let me get rid of myself on here, and I'm going to show you. So we got this. I found this video online that shows a different type of robot, but it's a quad walker, but it's actually got 3 servos per arm. But I think it shows what I wanted to show, and we can talk about how our frames go. So I made an Excel spreadsheet out of this, and I just have all the 8 servos, the hip servos and the leg servos listed. And by watching this video and doing a little thinking, I think that I'm pretty sure that what I want to do, and I think what they're doing here, is they have just really your sliding servos are only 3 different positions. You got stretched out in front, you got the mid. So we don't have any stretched out all the way here, I don't think. And so we got a mid position, and then we got this, which I'm calling the body position. Mid, I'm calling M. And then the other one would be when the leg stretches out, and you'll see this when we move it, that it goes forward, far forward, and we call that the stretch position. And as we jog through this video, you'll see the positions and how I think they're working. So you can see this is the starting position of the video. So you got, you know, like I say, left front, left back, right front, right back, and then the leg positions. So you got body and body, and then mid and mid is what I think we have, and all the 4 legs are down. So let's just kind of just walk up here to the next one. Whoop, too far. There we go. So it picked up its leg. So the second frame, the only thing we're doing different, we're leaving the rest of the servos alone, but we're picking up the left front leg, and then we're moving that leg to what I call the stretch position. It's probably not all the way there yet. And then you're putting your leg back down. And then you'll see that the next, when we move it next time, that all 4 of the hip servos are moving to different positions to pull the whole thing forward. So this part of it is just moving the leg, and the body's not moving much at all. But then this is what pulls the body forward. And then once that's done, then you start on this next on the right side, and you're lifting the back leg up first and moving it up to the body position, putting it back down. And then without moving the body again, the right front goes from the body position, which will be straight out, and then goes forward. So let me just kind of just go forward here a little bit. We can see what's happening. This is what I have was step 6 on the spreadsheet, and you can see that it's kind of just pulling itself forward. Now we got the um, 7 and 8 going on here. We picked up that and moved this one to the body position and setting the foot back down. And then you'll see that the front leg goes to the stretch position eventually. Oh, moved too far. Hard to get this to move. I've actually jogged through this 10, 15 times just to get it. But we can actually, let's back it up a little bit and I'll show you the whole thing playing, and then you can watch what it's doing. So that one goes forward, this one goes forward, this one goes forward, that one goes forward. And it's all kind of moving. And then only twice does it actually pull itself up in the whole thing there. So that is a video I pulled off the internet. Didn't have any code that I found associated with it. So I just got it for the motions. So the thing is that my frames, I'm figuring on list of strings. So my string will be BB, MM, DD, and then the next string in the list. We don't have anything happening except for here, so I'll probably put an N for nothing happening for all the blank spots here. So it'd be N, and just telling this one. And then once you got those, you can iterate through the characters in a string just like you can a list. So the string will be easier for me to write. I won't have to put so many commas in. So we'll be iterating over that list, and that'll be for the next video. This is probably all I need to show on this one. This is about as far as I've got. So I thank you for watching, and there'll probably be at least a part 2, maybe a part 3 on this. Thanks. Have a good day, everybody.